They've prepared for this very moment, taking it all in. Strategies planned, adjustments made, belts are fastened. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get racing.
I finally know why I can't get an answer. I finally know why I feel like a number. They keep a secret into their mind. They never talk even for telling lies. Make me feel at least like a mother. Make me feel at least like a fire. It seems I can find a place.
What happened to Mordok? Did he run out of fuel? Looks like, guys, he ran out of fuel. Just making moves all over the place. The 48 tries to dive down low. Here comes Lucky Dog. He's going to let him know I am here and I am not happy. 38 is out of gas. Robots under the apron.
I finally know why they don't speak louder. There is a secret that won't be mine. They never talk until the
Slide into the turn. These guys are battling it out.
Make me feel at least like a mother. Make me feel at least like a fire. It seems I can find a place.
Checkered flag is waving. We have a winner here
There's a
tonight.
world of things I've never known. 'Cause everywhere I go, there's nowhere I belong. And anyone should tell me.
All right, good evening, guys. I hope everyone is doing well. It's a crazy evening. We're gonna have the season opener here at Michigan International Speedway. I'm super excited. So welcome to AKA's Cup Series season opener here at Michigan International Speedway. If you followed last season, you know how fierce the competition is. If you haven't, buckle your belts because we have a full field holding some of the fastest and most talented drivers, so this is sure to be a great season. I have J-Mac back in the booth. How you doing tonight, J-Mac?
I'm doing just lovely, Frozen.
Awesome. I can't wait. I don't know how you feel about this season, but I think it's going to be an amazing 12 races.
I do as well. It's going to be exciting. It's a really deep field. There's going to be a lot of good close racing going on.
I agree. But before we get to the racing, we have to do a little fun thing I'd like to call Driver Spotlight, where we talk to drivers in the league and get to know them just a little bit better. So for tonight, I'd like to give a warm welcome to our first Driver Spotlight, defending champion of the AKA spring season, veteran driver Jose 720, who pilots the number 43. Jose, how you doing tonight?
What's up? I'm doing pretty good. Just finished eating, so I'm full and ready to go.
Full belly, ready to go. Love it.
Yep.
Well, congratulations to you on winning the spring championship. Absolutely amazing. The racing was unbelievable. So I'm excited to have you here tonight. Let's go ahead and get started. For your first question, as the defending champion of the spring season, are you feeling any pressure heading into this first race?
A little bit. I feel like most of it's self-induced pressure, because I kind of want to win this season's championship. I don't know. I kind of want to be the annoying guy who's always winning all the time, the championship all the time.
You know, sometimes I feel,
But,
like you said, the self-pressure is a lot more than what other people put on you. So I can get that.
Yeah, it's little. We'll see how it goes, though.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. Ready to start.
Absolutely. All right, with this fall season being much shorter than the last by around 6 races, does that change your overall strategy for the season?
A little bit. Actually, a lot. Usually, I don't know, for some odd reason, the beginning of the season, I don't do very well. I'm not sure why. It's happened last season. It happened in another league. It happened in a third league. So I don't know what's going on. I'm just awful at the first couple races, but usually at the end, I kind of tone it down and focus on finishing better. And I usually do finish a lot better towards the end of the season, like I did last season. But try to go for a lot more wins than I did. I think I got, what, 3 or 4 last season? So,
Yeah, I think it was 4. Yeah. I think
But,
if we need to send you some early luck out here to get you up there and moving. So that would be amazing to see you out there winning first of the season.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
All right, so if you only got 1 win this season, which track do you feel holds your greatest chance of seeing victory lane?
That one's kind of a tough question because I know we're only doing 3 races before we hop onto Heat 4.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how those tracks are going to handle, especially with how I drive some of the tracks. But if I pick a track, I'd probably pick, obviously, Kansas. On this game, the Highline works very well. The next game, not sure. They said it was going to be a lot more multi-groove racing, so hopefully that doesn't screw up the Highline somehow. If it does, then I'm going to have to learn how to drive the bottom, but
Right.
which is not a terrible thing either way, but I prefer that close to the wall on the edge.
We
the
definitely
bird
know
back
you
control.
like that. Yeah. And from what I'm hearing, it's supposed to be multi-groove for the next game. So hopefully they follow through with that and we can see a lot of different lines being ran. That would be pretty amazing. So hopefully they can do that one. Jose, if your crew chief put a super secret illegal part on your car that made it way faster, would you want to know about it?
I'd say yes. Reason, if I'm winning races and there's a illegal part, then obviously I'm not the one winning the races. It's the part itself winning the races, not me.
Yeah.
So that kind of showed me to step my game up, because if I need a part to win races, then I'm doing a horrible job driving.
You have a good point. I would want to know too. First of all, because it is illegal and I want to know what my guys are up to. Second of all, if I am winning and it's illegal, like you said, I want to know, because that means I need to step up my game. So I'm with you 100%. Jose, we have a kind of a tough question, but a fun question for you for the final one. Next week's interview is going to be Boss and Freaky Fast. What question should I ask for next week's interview?
So for Pro Boss, I see he does go fishing a lot. So my question to him is, what's the biggest fish he's ever caught? Like the pounds of it.
Yeah.
And for Freaky, I think he's mentioned he goes to Kentucky. I want to know, I guess, how many years has he been going to Kentucky
Oh,
for
nice.
the Cup race?
Yeah, I actually love both your questions, so I'll be sure to put that on there. Thanks for being in the booth, Jose, and I wish you a lot of luck. I think you'll do great at the beginning of the season and all the way through, so I'm putting that out there, giving you some luck, and it was great having you in the booth tonight.
As always, should be fun.
Absolutely.
Should be a fun season.
Definitely. All right, J-Mac, are you ready for some Michigan racing tonight?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Let's do
I
this
hear you.
thing.
I'm ready. Let's do it. We're going to be running around 36.4s to 36.5s tonight for Michigan. It's going to be fast, and there is multiple grooves, but if you're riding that high side, you're going to have a lot of people with you to make it work, because it's going to be pretty crazy out there. They are going to do stages. So the first stage is going to be around 30 laps, the second the same, around 30, and then we're going to finish off the race with 40 laps. So it's going to be a lot of tight racing out there tonight. We might see a caution or two, but we have 20 drivers out there. It is set field. And speaking of a set field, before I want to say hi to everyone in chat. Rock NASCAR, what's up? As I say hi. Let's go ahead and start betting. First time here that we're going to do it for AKA. I'm super excited. We're going to start that. So if you want to place a bet on the driver you think will win, if you get it correct, you're going to win some points for chat here. I do some giveaways when you watch. We just did a giveaway last week, actually. So go ahead and place your bet. It'll help you in points. You can place any amount that you want up to, I think, 4,000. So it should be pretty cool. I am going to shut it down before the race gets started because that wouldn't be really fair. But it's just something fun to do for everyone. I'm going to go ahead and place the bet to show you guys how it works out here. Man, it's going to be a tough one. We saw a lot of these guys. Let's do some guys to look out for. So last season, if you caught it, a lot of these guys were super strong, and I think some of them are going to be Tedeschi. He is a strong one. We have Freaky Fast out there, who is another strong one. Of course, we can't leave out Jose. He's got 4 wins and a championship. He is the championship defender here. So it's going to be close. We have the Bolt, who is another Pro League driver. Dohar, Pro League driver. Man, it's just a strong field. Mordog. A lot of these guys. I'm excited to see them all come together. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We have Marks. He's out there betting on the Bolt for 100. So I wish you luck. Hopefully your driver will do well. I think they all will, but it's going to be close. It is going to be very, very close. J-Mac, did you watch the Michigan race today?
I got to see parts of it. I didn't watch the entire thing from start to finish, but I got to come in and sit down for a little bit of it at different points.
Yeah, I totally missed it. I didn't get to see any of it. I had some people over. We were hanging out. But I did see that Kevin Harvick won, so very cool for him. I think it's his second race this season he's won. I could be wrong, but I think it's around there.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah. So
it seems like it should be more, but
I know,
yeah, I believe that is it.
I feel like he's been a little off this season as far as what he's done in past seasons, but he's getting up there, and he had his kid in the car, which is super cool. But let me know who you think is going to win, and if you kept up with it last season, you've seen a lot of these drivers out there, so it's going to be very, very close with what we're going to see tonight. We have a lot of these.
The thing is that with... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that with these drivers at this place, Michigan is a major draft track, so the number of people who could be involved in the fight for the win is a lot greater, because that's going to that helps a lot. It's a big equalizer, the draft is. So it's going to be real interesting to see if these guys stay packed up, or if anybody does start to fall off, and that's usually what happens if these guys choose to take it easy in that first stage. It could be really difficult for some of those guys that don't start off with really good track position to hold on to that draft. So that'll be something to look out for, who is able to hang on and who gets cannibalized a bit by the rest of the pack.
Absolutely. I mean, you said it right there. Draft is such a huge thing for Michigan. So if you lose that draft, and you're just going to watch the guys in front of you just get smaller and smaller, and it's going to hurt when you go onto pit road or you come out by yourself. So they really, really need to hang on to the draft and to the guys ahead of them. So since we have the 3 stages, David, what's up? How you doing? Since we have this 3 stages, you really need to make sure that you can go in with somebody and come out with somebody when you hit pit road. You gotta have a long-term car here, like J-Max says. If your tires are wearing down, you're gonna lose them again. So it's just gonna be something that we have to see. Who's got that long-term car that they can drive, and who are the fastest one out there? David, are you gonna be our caution counter tonight? Hopefully we won't need you, but if so, you'll be there. Sounds like, J-Mac, we have Dohar on pole, Tedeschi in second. I put my bet in for Tedeschi. We'll see what happens, but he was super fast last season. Same with Dohar. You know, Pro League drivers out there, a lot of talent, and I give them a ton of props. Of course, J-Mac, who's in the booth with me, he is a Pro League driver. Amazing job out there. So I'm excited. Qualifying has ended. So get your bets in, guys. We're going to shut them down. As soon as I get that invite to get in the lobby, we're going to get that out. I'm getting a lot of guys, information from the guys. J-Mac, out of the top row of Tedeschi and Dohar, who do you think has the better chance tonight? I mean, it's kind of like
it depends on how the yeah, it depends on how the race turns out. I feel like Tedeschi might be the better pick if it ends up being a straight up race, but obviously if this turns into a fuel mile race, that 88 car is known for saving a lot, for running some really tricky gears, and for figuring out a way to go way faster on gas than a lot of other, or way farther on gas than a lot of other drivers. So it kind of depends, but both are going to have speed and both are going to be in it no matter how the race turns out. I would give a slight edge, I believe, to that 22 car.
You know, I agree with you a little bit. He is super strong out there, and he was not full-time last season. He is this season. Everyone here, we are not switching out cars. All of these guys are full-time, 20 cars. So you're gonna see a lot of strong guys out there, and you're gonna get to know them a lot. We're gonna have 17 in this race. We have a guy out on vacation. One is having Xbox issues, and the other one just could not make it for whatever reason, but 17 is still a huge field. And here we go, guys. Michigan International Speedway. These guys are already on the road. We have the 88 out in front of everybody. He's got a lot of guys right behind him. He's just riding that high line, bringing it down to the low line. We have the 12 of Sap directly behind him, the 48 of Moordog behind him. So these guys looking good so far, J-Mac.
They are looking really good, almost as good as this logo I'm currently staring at. And here we go, now we're loading in.
I got you too soon, sorry.
And it took me away from the race. Okay, well that's cool. Alright, that's fine. Didn't want to watch it anyway.
Do I need to get you another invite?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll get you another one. All right, but you guys see it here. 17 drivers. Look how fantastic they are looking out there. Too wide all the way back. A lot of tight racing. I think what we're going to see in stage 1 is cautious driving. Yes, they are too wide, but I don't see a lot of moves that are going to be made this first stage. All these guys, it is the first race of the season. They're just trying to feel the cars out, trying to get used to driving around each other. And I can tell you, as soon as I say that, a huge wreck in the back, that is going to have to bring out the caution, I would assume. Yeah, here we go. We're going to bring that caution out. First one of the season of the night here at Michigan International Speedway. Rock, what's up? We're gonna go ahead and take a look. This is the points. We don't have any points yet because it is the first race, but you can take a look at the field and the names that you are gonna see. A lot of names that you guys know throughout the community. A lot of talented drivers, so we'll get these lined up. Some of the gamer tags are a little bit different than what we have here. I think TAC is tactical, so but you'll get the point. We'll have to change those going out.
For some reason, Frozen is not letting me into the race. It keeps bringing me to the Michigan screen, and then a little loading thing pops out, and then it says lost connection. So I'm having an issue, and we'll probably have to restart everything.
Okay, well you get that restarted, and we'll try to get you back in the game. Everyone's tied for first.
Great start to the season.
88 falls back just a little bit. We have 32 just moving out to the front. That is Cappy. We have the 48 moving to the outside. These guys, man, very tight out there, but 32 takes a commanding lead, but that outside looking very strong as Moordog and Dohar on that outside, the first two rows there. We have Tedeschi on the high side also. Very, very strong. That 21 of Proboss. Not used to seeing him out there in that car. You guys saw him last season out there in the 9. He has since moved to the 21, and he goes to the outside to take over the lead, trying to. Let's go ahead and see if we can take a look up here. Man, great start for Proboss so far. That outside line just rolling. I'm surprised. I mean, usually we have that inside line that is moving, but a couple of these front guys making both lines work, making sure it works for the cars, but looking very, very good out there. You can see 2 wide, a couple of lanes back. We have the first of Proboss, second is Mordog, third is Dohar, Tedeschi out there in 4th. A lot of these guys starting to get a little bit spread out as far as being single file. Then as we go on back, they are just double file all the way back there with that tight racing. It's going to be crazy. I mean, we have 20, well, 17 tonight, but 20 in the field on a normal basis. I see, let me look back there. 20 to go once we hit the line. I saw a yellow car back there losing a little bit, but he did a fantastic job of saving it. 21 of Proboss falls back a little bit as he goes on the inside, and that high side is so extremely strong tonight. Just looking fantastic, but Proboss is doing all he can to keep that. Mordog, he's got one of the stronger cars out here tonight, along with Dohar. We saw Dohar on the pole. He is currently running 3rd as he falls back behind Proboss just a little bit. These guys are getting a little wiggly back there. They're managing to hold it out, though. Dohar making a move on the inside. Let's take a look at him. He takes over, dives it down, and takes over first for a split second. Has to give it up a little bit so he doesn't run into Mordog. Mordog takes it back over for first. Look at these guys, how close it is. Tedeschi moving up to second as he falls in behind Mordog there. Let's take a look. It's going to be really, really tight out here. I think we're going to see 1 pit stop for stage 1 and 2. The third one, we're going to see probably 2 out there, but these guys are really starting to get spread out. We have 2 packs, it looks like, going on. 1 car into the wall way back in the field. Let's see if we can get a look back there. We're riding with the 14 of Wonder. We have 38 of Ski back there. These guys looking pretty good. They're racing each other quite a bit. I'd like to see these guys, if they want to catch up to these front guys, they really need to get into a fixed line out here and just catch those guys. You see Jose, our defending champion, that 43, stuck in this middle, this backpack here. It's going to be tight for these guys to get up there. He is currently leading that second pack. Very, very close. Let's see if we can get J-Mac back in here. We'll get him back in here. Hopefully we get him all fixed up. "14 of Wonder actually looking pretty good, and I'll tell you what, these guys are starting to go in a single file line, which is what they need to do. They need to gain that momentum and get that draft moving and catch up to those front guys. They're in a single file line too for the most part, so they're going to have to really work on that. We're in the 19 of Little Wing. He is currently in 5th place, right behind Dohar in 4th. These guys having a pretty solid line. He's got a lot of guys behind him though. Single file line all the way back. I'm gonna say that's almost the top 10 right there. Let's see if we can get J-Mac, get him into the party in the game. You gotta love Xbox. They've been having trouble throughout this whole week, so hopefully we can get him in here and get him situated. That 19 of Little Wing is looking pretty good out there. Directly behind him in the 10, we have Expert Toaster. We saw a lot of him last season. Very strong driver. He tends, if you guys remember, if you watched it last season, he tends to lay back. And then towards the end of the race, he just makes a run for it and is up. Podium finishes a lot of the time, or a top 5 finish. So he was doing good. He was one, I believe that was in the playoffs there for the Final Four, racing it at Homestead. But Jose ended up bringing it home and capturing the win there for the championship. We'll see if Expert Toaster has anything to say about that for this season. Let's bring that back up to the leader. More Dog just dominating tonight out here in the front. Tedeschi in second. We have Dohar in third. Your top 3, they've been very strong and competitive out here tonight. I think they're doing what I thought they were going to be doing. Very cautious with how they're running. You know, it's stage 1. Just get a feel for your car, how it's running. Just because you do a setup before the race and practice with it does not mean that it's going to run that way in the race. So it's very good that these guys are being cautious. You want to make sure that they get everything going that they need. But man, they're looking pretty good out here. J-Mac, were we able to get you back in?
We're about to find out here in a second. I'm currently at the loading screen that I kept getting denied from. So we'll have to find out. How's the race going
crossed.
so far?
It's going good. You know, we have 2 packs going here. I just heard that there is a 2-car wreck in the back, but I am not seeing a caution. Okay, from what I'm hearing is the 2-car that wrecked in the back. So no caution out. It is just 1 car that has wrecked. That would be Ramsit. But yeehaw! Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Hopefully we can get J-Mac in here.
1-2 car.
1-2 car.
Hey, I think I might be about to be in.
Sweet.
Oh look,
Gotta get
there's
our buddy.
cars. That as immediately as I come in, there's cars flipping everywhere. But all right.
Oh no. Oh no. We don't want that. We don't want that. On my screen, they're looking good. We have More Dog, who is completely just dominating the lead out here. Tedeschi all over him, currently trying to make a run. As soon as I said that, he tucks back in. But man, he is one that he is not going to sit around. If he can go for the lead, he's going to do it no matter how early it is. So expect to see him trying to make moves, but they still have a pit stop to go through, J-Mac. So there we go. Tedeschi on the outside, More Dog on the inside in that 48. Who is going to take it? More Dog has a little bit more momentum, but Tedeschi on that outside takes it over. More Dog going into pit. We're already seeing our pit cycle start.
All by his lonesome, it looked like. Oh, there's a few people coming with him, it looks like, but there's a few others. But it looked like he was going to be all by himself. But it looked like the 88 was staying off of that little battle there, probably trying to conserve some fuel. But right now, the 22 and the 48 had their little battle. But from what I'm seeing right now, the 22 looks pretty daggum strong.
We have, I'm hearing over the radio that we have the 22 going in for the pit cycle here. And also, I believe the 88. So we're going to see these guys going in. We see Tedeschi in that 22 going in. 88 stays out. 19 of Little Wing and the 88 are staying out. They're going to be your new leaders here. But it's going to be close. I want to say thank you so much to Shrebby Boy with that Twitch Prime. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's amazing. Yeehaw says, I don't get like any of this. That's okay. All you need to know is it was good racing. We have 88 going underneath Little Wing.
There's a lot of company there.
Okay, we have Little Wing going in here. Looks like 14 of Wonder is out on track. The one thing that really just drives me crazy about this is the camera views. When you switch, you're not switching to who you thought you were going to. So that hopefully they fix that for the next game. But a lot of guys going out from pit road here. So let's see if we can get a count on who our new leader is as they're coming out of the pit cycle here.
It looks like it's going to be whoever that is up in front of the 43. well, he was involved in that wreck earlier, wasn't he? So it might be the 43 car that is currently your leader.
You know, I'm watching the 48 as he is out. He was the current leader before that happened. That's one thing, you know. Dirty Deeds, what's up, man? Hopefully we can get a little help from production on who is currently the leader. You see the 18 in front of the 48 of the Bolt. We haven't seen him at all tonight. This is the first time we're looking at him, but we have Mordog right behind him on his tail. 88 of Dohar underneath these two. What were you saying, J-Mac?
Oh, I was just going to say one thing that can cause a little bit of the shuffling is that this can be an interesting pit road to get onto, especially depending on what kind of a setup you're going with. If you're with a 4-gear setup, that naturally tightens up the car, so it's a little easier to get down under braking. But late in these runs, the car can start to turn a little bit to the loose side, and if you're running a 3-gear setup and getting a hard on the brakes from your 3rd gear, the rear end can try to snap out from under you. So definitely you're gonna be able to see who's running what type of strategy when they get to pit road, because some drivers are gonna have to be a little more timid whenever they enter.
Absolutely. Our current leader is 19 of Little Wing. He's got a little bit of damage on that hood, but hopefully it doesn't hurt him too much. But man, oh man, look behind him. He's got a lot of guys that are hungry to take over this lead right here. And I would imagine not too many laps left for stage 1, so 4 to go. It's gonna get crazy these last couple of laps. Can Little Wing hold on to it and capture the first stage win of the season? He's gonna have to do some defending because these guys are coming and they're coming fast. It's gonna be close, J-Mac.
I mean, I imagine he's out there on 2 tires, probably took just enough fuel to make it to the end of the stage. He's playing for this stage win, and will probably have to pit at the end of it. But definitely some interesting strategy, and we'll see if it's a good one, if he can hold on to this win.
Absolutely, and look at that 43 coming up right behind him, but he was in that second pack, so he had to do some pit strategy out there to make his way up through the field, currently in second. Great job on his end. Let's see if we can take a look at him. We have the 2 car of Ramsett, who was in an earlier single car crash. I don't know if he is, he must be a lap down. We'll get verification on that, but he is directly behind Jose, and they are quickly approaching the leader of Lil Wing. Only a couple of laps left, guys, and it is going to get crazy. Jose is really good. We're coming up down 2 to go, and he is going to try to take it, I guarantee. Look at this, Tedeschi. Huge momentum going in with Mordog and the 48 behind him. Ladies and gentlemen, this just got really interesting.
A sitting duck.
He is a sitting duck.
And as we say that, he gets taken 3 wide, and yeah.
Wow, look at this. What a train going on that inside. Just as you think Jose is going to take over the lead, man, oh man, he just gets overrun by that low line. Let's take a look.
The big loser and all that, the 22 of Tedeschi was leading that train, and then the 48 of Mordog, when they split, Mordog chose the right lane, and he's in first, while Tedeschi is back fighting to hold into the top 5.
Yeah, this is the final lap for stage 1, guys. Let's see, can Mordog take it as Dohar dives underneath him? Can he hold on to it? Who's got the help? Does the high side have the help or the low side? We see Expert Toaster kind of trying to pick which lane he wants to take here, but Dohar has the run, and he is going to make it. Man, that is so close. I'm not even sure who you can count as who got that one. That was absolutely incredible.
It looked like the 88 clipped him by just a nose hair. That one was super close.
That was incredible. I don't know who got it. Yeah, I mean, it is so close. 88 between the 88 of Dohar and Mordog. Looks like 88 might have taken it for stage 1 win. It's going to be a lot of bonus points towards the season here.
and the gambles did not pay off at all for the 43 of Jose and the and also that the 19 car of Little Wing. They're both really they're a little bit deeper in the field, and they're going to have to pit here, so they'll start even deeper than that here on the restart. But a valiant effort to try to steal some points, but it came up a little short.
We'll see. We have the same top two guys right here, the 88 on the inside. That is Dohar. We have more dog in that 48 on the outside. Freaky Fast making his way through the field, currently in fourth in that 4 car. Expert Toaster in that 10 directly behind Dohar. These guys are stacked up. It's going to be an interesting race as we start stage 2 here. These guys kind of feeling it out, see which line works the best for him, J-Mac. I mean, they're looking pretty solid here tonight, though.
I was a little worried the 48 of Mordog was going to be hung out to dry in the middle there as the 4 was peeking on the outside, but Toaster, not as good of a restart, or maybe he let him in, but either way, Mordog was able to shift down into that bottom lane. And now he is drafting on the back of the 88, and the 48 and 88 hooked up together is a pretty potent combination around here.
Absolutely. I mean, you called it, but I saw Tedeschi getting a huge run. It looked like he was trying to make a move on the 10 of Expert Toaster. Currently still stays behind this top 5 guys or so, running single file line. You know, we saw this a lot last season, where the top 5 guys, they would get together and just run away with it. They would mostly pit together and just get a huge gap between them and the guys behind them. I'm kind of curious if we're going to see them try to do that tonight, but it's Michigan. It is really hard to lose the guys behind you because it is such a huge draft track, as these guys are just huge long train.
And consequently, it's very easy to fall off the back of it if you're by yourself, and that's one thing that these guys are going to have to be wary of. We saw a bunch of fanning out down on the backstretch there, drivers getting pushed, maybe getting loose off the corners and losing a lot of time falling out of the draft and losing speed out of their car. So that's the one thing that you have to do is when they get straightened up like this, you have got to do everything you can to stay in the draft and work with everyone around you, at least until they start racing, as again, the 4 car got knocked out of the draft by, I think, the 10 car getting loose up above him.
Yeah, I was on board with Proboss in that 21. 4 car made a heck of a recovery after some contact. Freaky Fast, he is a very, very talented driver. I'm super excited to see him back here for the season full time. But Proboss directly behind him, getting a little bit of a nudge. We have Jose in that 43, who I thought might take the win for stage 1, but he got overpowered there. But he is the defending champ of last season in that 43. That is Jose 720, very talented driver. But this field is very spread out. I mean, there's so many drivers, and they're a single file line. So you're going to see it run almost from the 4th turn to probably turn 1.
This is starting to look like the Pro League race from last Wednesday. Everyone got single file, just trying to log laps and trying to run hot laps, and that's so tough on the guys in the back, because they want to go forward. You want to improve that track position because it's so difficult to do anything back there from the back unless you're trying some sort of strategy. But right now, there's a little bit of racing as we see Jose peek out on the 21 of Proboss, and Proboss slides up the track, and he's looking like his car might not be handling quite like he wants it to right now.
You know, and it can handle so differently from, you know, when you're solo driving by yourself and compared to when you're in the draft. I mean, it could tighten up your car pretty easily in the draft, or it can make it super loose. It's all about how you have those tire pressures and how you have everything set up. And those guys that run the higher tire pressures, they're gonna wear their tires down a lot more than the other guys, so they're not gonna have a real great long run car. We're probably coming up on pit cycles here soon, I would imagine, with 20 to go. So I'd give it about probably maybe 5 to 10 more laps, and we'll see these guys start to come in. But so far, they're looking pretty good, and we have yet again about a two-pack section here. We have the front pack, and then we have these guys towards the back. But yeah, split up once again.
We have the main group, and then we have all the stragglers who have fallen off as they've gotten to racing, and then they just lose the draft, and you can't get it back because this front pack is running so tight on each other and so well and so organized. But to go back to what we were talking about a second ago about the handling of these cars, another thing that can completely change, especially with the draft, is as we look at Jose and Pro Boss making some moves. Never mind, because we're actually seeing some racing up here.
Pro Boss is not one to sit around. He's another one. If he sees something that he can make happen, he's gonna do it. He is cautious, though. He's not gonna, for the most part, he's not gonna make any crazy moves. We saw a couple of crazy moves last season, but for the most part, he's pretty cautious. But yeah, he's not gonna sit around. If he can make up some positions here, he's gonna do it. As he gives 43 such a huge shove, trying to say, let's get up here. Let's make something happen.
And the 10 car slides up the track. He's looking a little tight, and so it's so much when you're in the draft is a determinant on when you let off that throttle, because alone by yourself you can full throttle around this place with a setup on, no problem. It's super easy. But once they're going 220 into the corners, it's a lot harder to just flat foot it, and the balance can actually be completely different depending on when you burp the throttle to slow that car down. This place can be very Jekyll and Hyde with the handling. Some corners you might be loose, some turns you might be really tight, and then others it might be nice and perfect, and you might get a heck of a run on the guy in front of you and have a decision to make.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're going to run on the guy in front of you, are you going to take advantage of it and possibly cause a caution with some contact, or are you going to back off and try to make a move on another spot? I mean, it just really depends on how your car handles. I can tell you, when I did my setup on here, my car was actually pretty amazing until, I would say, the final 2 laps of a run, and it just went to a whole different car. It was like the handling was just awful, and it was so loose. So that's something that I had to work on as far as a long run car there. But we'll see how these guys are in the long run, but most of these guys look pretty good. I would say in the next 3-4 laps, what I'm hearing over the radio, that we'll see these guys come in for pit road. You see Jose going on the inside. Expert Toaster into the wall. He comes off the wall, but he's going to lose a couple of positions due to that fact.
It didn't look like there was any contact there. He might have gotten loose. This is a place where riding in that high line can be kind of treacherous at times. You can kind of slip out from underneath you, and that's what looked like happened to Toaster. That usually happens in turn 2, honestly, or from what I've experienced. The exit of turn 2 can be sneakily treacherous, especially if you're on the top of somebody, as we have a bit of a battle going on here for second place.
It's true, and Yeehaw says, tell them to go faster. I'll tell you what, it may not look like it, but these guys are going probably, I don't know, what do you say, J-Mac, 200 or so miles per hour?
I mean, I imagine they're going at least 215 into the corners here. Maybe not the first couple of cars, but in the back of that pack, yeah, they're going 215 more than that.
It gets crazy. Michigan is one of the faster tracks out here, and when you're in that draft, I'll tell you what, it really tests the car's handling and how you react with it, because it can make you very loose, or it can make you very tight. So these guys are really playing a juggling act with it. We have 18 probably going into pit road. That would be the Bolt. We saw him very strong out there last season. I think we're hearing over the radio that a lot of other people are going in this time around. This is another thing, J-Mac, you know this. Damage is on, by the way, so you know this. But going into pit road, it can be very treacherous. Pit road, once the AI take over, it can be very dangerous if you are too close to somebody. You can see Jose trying to gingerly take it in to slow it down for pit road, and also not to take out the guy in front of you. If you do that, you're going to get damage to your car. That is going to slow your car down around 2/10, and that is not a good thing. You guys know this. You got to be fast out there. So these guys look very, very good going in. But let's take it out here. We have the 18 of the Bolt in that Kyle Busch M&M's car out there, looking very, very good. We haven't seen him towards the front, though, too much, J-Mac.
There hadn't been a lot of opportunity to get to the front. You've had to have track position to be at the front so far in this race, just because of the way it's been run. There hadn't been a lot of opportunity for passing because everyone's kind of stayed in a single file line. So that's the issue, that these guys in the back, the only driver we've been able to see, we've seen be able to make any sort of progress with the field really has been Jose. So kudos to him, but it's just so tough to work your way to the field.
Absolutely. You can see all these guys coming off of pit road from the pits here. Bolt passing up 43. I do want to give a quick shout out to Dark Hunter and Fuse the Hostage. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for the follow. I hope you're enjoying the race here. The 88 looks like he is the leader. We have the Bolt racing side by side with Freaky Fast in that 4. But let's see if we can go ahead and take it up to the leader of the 88. Here we are with him, and that is Dohar. He's got a little damage on that front end, but I'm not sure that that is going to hurt him any. But he's got a very hungry Tedeschi in that 22 directly behind him, who also has a little bit of damage. The top 3 guys, though, man, J-Mac, they look like they're putting a little bit of a gap between that and the guys behind him as we come to 10 to go.
I think that damage is just from pitting on to us. It's kind of throwing him into that wall there. So I'm pretty sure that's nothing on their screens. They're not seeing that. That's not affecting their cars at all.
Right.
But I think these 3 are about to check out on everybody, because this is a very, very potent trio to have together in a single file line. So I imagine they're going to work together here to make this a 3-man race, and it's going to take a lot for that second little pack of 4 to be able to do anything with them.
Yeah, you know, and we see this. I talked about this earlier. These guys really, it's usually around the top 5, but today it's the top 3, and these guys are really trying to break away from that second pack as we see the Bolt back there making some moves. Let's see if we can bring it back there. We have the 21 of Proboss leading the second pack. We have the Bolt in the 18 behind him. Jose in that 43 directly behind the Bolt, going actually side by side now, leaving the Bolt out. He's going to try to tuck back in line here, but man, these guys really need to get a single file line going to catch the front guys.
I think the 18 saw an opportunity here with a much smaller group to deal with, to make up a little bit of track position for this next restart at the stage break. Just trying to make his way forward, trying to get what he can now, when the opportunity is a lot easier to make some ground up. But it didn't look like these guys were willing to work with him any as Proboss pulled up and gave the 43 some draft. But hey, it looks like the 43 wants that track position as they're racing now.
They sure are. Side by side, we have the 43 down below on the inside. Got a little bit of a nose out, but he has 0 help. This guy is solo. We have the Bolt taking it 3 wide. These guys are crazy. Look at this. Jose gives it up and he goes back. Bolt did not make up any positions over that. Proboss making a little gap between these guys. They're going to have to gather that back together. They need to not race each other right now. They need to catch up to that front pack. Get in a single file line, get that train moving, catch up to the guys in front. They are just, I'll tell you what, look at these guys compared to the second pack here.
I think at this point they're conceding defeat to that front group, and right now they're trying to just race for whatever positions they can get for that restart. And right now, that was a bold move by the Bolt, but he just didn't seem to commit to it. And then they were able to pull away with the draft. But the draft is just so prominent here.
Yeah.
You get a great run and you try to get underneath somebody, and then just 3 guys up on the outside line will just pull them around, and you're having to let off the throttle a little bit because you're running that tighter line, and it's just so tough to make a pass here.
5 to go at the line, J-Mac, and these top 3 guys just running a very, very tight ship, looking fantastic out there. You know, it is 5 to go. I guarantee on the final couple of laps, they're going to be fighting it out for these top 3 guys out here. We have Dohar in first. We have Tedeschi in second. We have Mordog in third. Pro League drivers out here. I mean, you're seeing it. You guys watch them Wednesday nights. I have a Pro League driver, J-Mac, in the booth. I mean, it is just a lot of big names out here, and you're watching them race tonight, and they are not disappointing with the show.
You have to imagine that with Dohar winning that first stage, these 2 drivers behind him will not, you know, be conciliatory. They won't just let him run away with this one. They have to make a move, but they're going to have to time it. And they're probably going to have to work together because if one driver tries to make it on the inside, then the other elects to go with that 88 car, then they're going to be the 2 that go around the one. So we're going to have to see.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Ranger says he's hoping Tedeschi wins. I mean, this guy, he was not full-time last season, but he always brought a competitive car and was always challenging for the win. Super strong guy. I would not be surprised. I actually put the bet on him tonight. I love them all. But he is who I bet on to win it tonight. And as they're coming up on a lap car that is about to be a lap down, man, we're going to test these guys. Coming to 2 to go. It's going to be very, very close. Tedeschi is not going to want to hang out there in second. He is going to want those points. Stage points, guys. You know what they mean. Extra bonus points, a little bit of padding going into the next race. Every position matters.
It does, and looks like the 88's going to catch this 32 car at a good spot. Thought he might catch him in the middle of the corner there and have to make a decision in the middle of the turn. But he catches him right as he gets onto the straightaway. Is able to make it under, and the 3 work around as they're coming to the white flag for the second stage here. And there we go. We're having the move finally.
Here we go. The move is being made. Look at this. The 22 on the inside. A little bit of contact. The 88 left on the outside. Mordog. Bring it up, teammates, with the 22.
Mordog's going to try to make it underneath him. Gets the apron.
He tried to do it, could not bring it about. 22 still on the inside, but looks like Dohar's got the help right now. We have 32 of Cappy taking a little peek on the inside, trying to give the 22 a little bit of help. Mordog just playing both lines here. He is taking the preferred line. Gonna try to take it 3 wide. Look at this, guys. Absolutely incredible racing. Tedeschi's gonna take that stage there.
The really close battle there was for second. I think Mordog might have gotten the 88 car there at the line, but that was definitely some great racing there between those 3. 3 wide coming to the line, and the top 2 were side by side. Pretty much that entire last lap.
Yeah, that was crazy. Clean stage, Sober David says. Ranger says, tell J-Mac we are gonna beat him in points next Pro League race. We're gonna see. The biggest sigh. The biggest sigh. What do you have to say about that, J-Mac? You've been challenged.
Well, I need to get that Daytona car fixed before I can say anything to the contrary.
We'll get you there. We'll get you there. Crazy racing, ladies and gentlemen. We are going into the final stage here, around 40 laps of racing, and you have seen it. These guys are putting on a heck of a show. Thank you so much for joining out here. I hope for the new guys joining out here tonight that you're enjoying the race. It is amazing. 17 drivers in the field tonight. 20 drivers total, but 17 are out here tonight. 4 car immediately going 3 wide. 88 going on the inside through the grass. Almost saved it. That probably is going to be a caution.
That is a yellow, and it looked like the 88 got the 48's bumper and got hooked on him, got sent loose into the apron,
are out
and
here
then
tonight.
he was
4
trying
car
to
immediately going 3 wide.
keeping it down, and then he
88
got
going
back
on
in
the
the
inside
grass,
through
and,
the grass.
I just overcorrected
Almost
it there
saved
a
it.
little bit and caught the
that
very
probably
tail
is
end of
going
the
to
field
be
that
a
ended
caution.
up causing about 5 cars to crash there, but definitely not what you want to see. That takes out one of our main contenders from the first part of this race.
Yeah. You know, it's gonna be tough, and damage is on, guys. So that is something that you don't want to see. They're gonna have to fix it if it is enough damage. For some of these guys, if there's not a lot of damage, they're not gonna fix it. It's not worth it because you do lose so much time. You gotta have it on there. So, David, thank you so much. I will go ahead and fix that. I appreciate the warning there for that. We'll get that fixed. Let's go ahead and get up here. We have Tedeschi as the leader. Currently, we have Mordog on the outside, 21 of Proboss directly behind him. We've seen Proboss a couple of times tonight. He is one that will make a run towards the latter part of the race. Let's see how he does tonight.
And this is why that second group was racing so hard, because now here he is in second place due to having a little bit better track position on those last couple of restarts. That's why they were racing so hard, and it's working out for him right now as he's in second. But the big loser here has been that 48 of Mordog. He's gotten passed by 3 cars on this restart. Once again, just restarting on the outside, absolutely killer.
Yeah, you know, we see it so many tracks. Starting on the outside, you lose so many positions. I'm not too worried, though. Mordog has been up in the front of the field for most of this race. He will find his way back there again. We have the 19 in front of him of Little Wing. And let me take a look. We have Jose, the defending champ, directly behind him. 48 dives underneath Little Wing. See if he can make a move. He takes over third. 43 of Jose stuck behind the 19. He's going to want to try to make some moves, but Little Wing, I'm impressed with him tonight. Looking very, very good out here. We saw him as a full-time driver last season, and once again this season.
22 entered the corner a little bit early. Maybe the 21 was a little late getting in, but those two made contact, and really, really surprising that wasn't a little worse than that ended up being. But I really thought the 22 was going to get killed there because he got hung out to dry, but that car was strong enough to at least pull even until he got some help from that 4 car.
Yeah, you know what? And I saw some contact towards the back of the field, and I have to say, these guys are very impressive with how they're recovering their cars and how they're entering back onto the track as to not upset the field and cause any more cautions and contact there. Doing a fantastic job tonight. A great first race of the season, and I say that we see Little Wing almost having some contact with the 4, the 21 into the wall. I don't know what happened there, but he was the leader, got into the wall. I don't know if there was contact with the 48, J-Mac.
I was not up there to watch that. Just real unfortunate. He was working so hard, and he did such a good job to get into that position and to position himself so well in this final stage, and to have contact or to make a small mistake, whatever happened there. I would assume contact, but now he's back there. But he's got some company with some other usual front runners. But I believe that 88 car, I was watching him, he's hanging on to the end of the draft right now. So I imagine he's saving fuel. There has to be some sort of calculation going on. I don't know if he's trying to one-stop the rest of the stage, if that's an impossible or a difficult thing to do, or if he's trying to do this in one less stop, or but he's definitely trying to play some sort of strategy, because he is not in too much of a hurry right now, it looks like, to make his way back up through the field.
Yeah. We have a couple guys saying he touched the 48, then yanked into the wall. You think it startled him? You know, the cars, you just never know how they were going to act. It may be different on our screen. They may have hit him a little bit harder than what we think they have, so it may have put him in the wall, or he may have tried to not had any contact, and like you said, maybe it just startled him. That we will never know, but man, contact between the 18
Bolt.
and the Bolt, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if that's going to be a caution. Yeah, here we go with the caution, guys.
That was massive contact with the inside wall. Not have any clue what happened there. Just from what it looked like maybe he made a move at the same time that someone else did, or maybe someone threw a block on him, but he got nose chopped as he was trying to make a move, or maybe he got the apron and got loose, but whatever was happening, he made a move to the left and then took off to the left and just absolutely killed the wall.
Yeah, that is going to give him a lot of damage. More than likely, he's going to have to go in to fix that. I can't imagine that he would not, but man, oh man. Not a good start of the season for the Bolt. He was looking pretty strong out there. He is another one. Always has a strong car, and he can make some moves to get it out there, but not having that showing here tonight. Here we go. We have the 4 of Freaky Fast out in the lead currently. The 48 of Mordog on the outside to Deshi. We're on board with him in that 22, giving Freaky Fast in that 4 quite the nudge. He's wanting to get out there. I mean, these guys just, when you're in the front, you want to spread it out. You don't want to see the cautions. You want to see it play out. When you're in the front, any caution is going to hurt you. You had that lead. You had your car how you wanted it. They don't want to see it happen. 4 car gets left out to Deshi. Brings that 22 currently to the lead. We have 25 to go at the line, so plenty more racing. It is going pretty fast here tonight.
It's going really fast just because these guys have been, there haven't been a lot of yellows, and these guys have been running a torrid pace. They have to have been with how tightly packed they've been all race and how they've been pretty much driving in a single file line. But the racing has to pick up here as Jose starting to get aggressive. He's going to try to take the lead here.
Yeah, we have Tedeschi kind of pinching him down at the bottom a little bit, but Jose, you know, you guys heard him. In the pre-race interview, he says that he needs to make his presence known earlier in the season. He does not really have a lot of luck at the beginning of the season, so he's wanting to change that. He's doing it right now. You guys are watching it right here. The 43 currently takes over the lead. He's got a nice little run there with Freaky Fast behind him for that draft and help. Some of these guys moving on up. Tedeschi decides to tuck down underneath behind him. We'll see what how this plays out.
The big loser there was Mordog. It looked like he was going to go try to push that 43 by the 22, got tight, and gave an opening to the 4, and now Tedeschi has left him out to dry, and pretty much that whole front group has left him out to dry. But a huge comeback by this 21 car. It wasn't that long we saw him in the wall, but now Pro Boss, he's riding up in 4th.
He is riding up in 4th, and we saw him really make his presence known in last season in those last couple of races. I mean, when this man puts his mind to it, he is out in the front, and you see him currently make a move underneath Freaky Fast for 3rd. Little bit of contact with Freaky Fast as he goes by him, but they seem to be okay. But Freaky Fast, I feel like he's just getting a lot of contact from people right now. I'm sure he's not very happy about that. 18 car, I'm understanding, is out of the race, J-Mac. That is the Bolt. His night has ended.
Well, that's a shame. He's usually really, really fast, as you've noted. And the 37 got loose and just almost took a 4 with him, but somehow missed him. But back to the Bolt, that's just really unfortunate. But with that wreck that happened a little bit ago, and his car was probably beaten up, and probably just decided to put her on the rollback and put her in the hauler and head on to next week.
Yeah, you know, they're gonna have a crazy week next week. Shout out to all you guys watching in the stream. I appreciate it. We have Cop. What's up, man? Thank you so much. Yeehaw, thank you guys so much for the compliments. It's a lot of fun. I gotta say, it is a lot of fun. Turner028, what's up? Hope you guys are all enjoying this race. Give a shout out in chat and let me know who you guys are rooting for. I know Yeehaw, your buddy, the Bolt, is out. I hate to see it. I say that a lot in these races, but man, oh man. He's always super fast, and tonight was just not his night. But we're on board with Freaky Fast at the moment, and it feels like things have calmed down just a little bit for him as he was kind of getting knocked around like a ping pong ball earlier, J-Mac.
It was, yeah, just a little bit ago. He was in the lead. He was in the catbird seat. Now he's kind of mired in the middle of that second pack, but it looks like they're about to become a single pack. That 88 car has apparently stopped trying to fuel save, or at least he's decided to be a little more aggressive while he's doing it, and he has now worked his way up into 6th. So a couple of guys who have had issues in the middle of this race, the 21 of Probos and then the 88 of Dohar, they find themselves in a decent spot here to get a good finish or perhaps a win.
Absolutely. And these guys in the top 5, they have continuously made their appearance in the top 5 tonight. Jose is of the exception. He had kind of a rough start, just trying to make his way through the field. He is currently out as the leader, doing a great job. I do believe we have about 15 to go. That's it. 18 to go, sorry. But man, close race. And with the stage 1 and stage 2 finish, this is bound to go 2 to 3 wide for the finish. I mean, we're at Michigan, a draft track. 48 gets hit, goes way down low. Can he recover
Nice
it?
save.
Man, great job by Mordog bringing that back up on the track. We've had a lot of those tonight, J-Mac, and these guys, huge props to them. We see the 22 diving down low, trying to take the lead over from 43 of Jose. He's going to do it. He's got the help behind him with the 21 of Probos. Jose's going to have to do a lot of work to capture that back on the high side. But 22 takes it over. He is your leader with 21 of Probos. Directly behind him, Expert Toaster in that 10, trying to move up high. Man, it's tight, J-Mac.
I think ever since that contact with the wall, Probos is a little bit tight right now underneath people, but I think everyone's a little tight when they're underneath someone, especially with the draft, but he's just sliding up, trying to hold it underneath guys, and he almost got the 43 a corner ago, and then I don't know if, I think Toaster might have gotten a little bit into Jose there, but either way, hey, there's a car in the grass on the front stretch. That's their 4 car.
Oh no! 4 car Freaky Fast just having a heck of a night. Just getting tossed around. I'm not sure what happened there.
He was able to save it. He made a great save, but yeah, he's about to be in the clutches of the second pack, which is snarling, as some would say, and he gets into the 19 of
Lil Wing gets into the wall.
Lil Wing into the wall.
Yeah. Tough race for these guys, but this front pack is just on the move.
4 is out of control right now.
4, yeah. We have
him in the
so much contact, J-Mac. This is crazy.
It just looked like he got tight or something going in, and then with the contact with the 19, and then he was just trying to keep it off of people. He was kind of in the middle, and for some reason in the middle lane at this track, it can try to get away from him, and it looked like he was trying to hold it, but just couldn't do it. And somehow we did not get a yellow out of that. The 12, it looked like, got knocked onto pit road, so that's doubly unfortunate for him.
Yeah, the 12 of Sap, we've seen him a couple of times tonight. That is not going to be good for him as he hits pit road. Actually, you know what? Pit cycles are coming up soon, so that may not be the worst thing to happen, although he's probably lost several positions and time due to just that contact right there. But a lot of these guys are going to start to come in, I would imagine. We see a guy going way down low.
Somebody...
Man, a lot of movement
somebody
going on.
up in the wall way up here.
Yeah. You see a guy ahead of Tedeschi. Let's see who that is. That looks like it is the 12 as he goes, hits the pit wall there. That is Sap still. Man, rough night for him, guys. I gotta say, that's crazy. Crazy out there. We got Dirty D's picking Toaster as the winner. He is currently running in 3rd in that 10 car. We have Tedeschi out in the lead with that 22. We have Probos in 2nd in the 21, and we have Toaster in 3rd. Jose is going to be
Tedeschi giving
4th?
the signal that I think he's about to pit. I think our leader is about to hit pit road here.
Yeah. Looks like he is slowing down. Everyone else passes him up, so Tedeschi safely in pit road. We're currently on board in the 48, who is running 3rd at the moment. A little bit of contact with the wall, but he manages to save it out there. At the top 3, it looks like, is Toaster, Dohar in the 88, and Mordog in the 48.
I would imagine these guys are, if they don't come in this next lap, they should be coming in soon, but they might also be trying to stretch this as much as they can to try to maybe pull a little strategy on this last stop. But the 88's going to try to do a little strategy here, while the 10 and the 48 going to try to race this thing straight up here.
Look at these guys on pit road. We see Jose coming off of pit road. Let's see who I'm riding with. We're on board with Probos, who beats Tedeschi out also. Crazy coming out. We have Little Wing on that high side, but the top 3 it looks like are going to be right here possibly. 12 car, his car just looks like it's been through the ringer here. Yeehaw says, I don't even know who to vote for, who to root for anymore. The one person I knew, you know, he got taken out. So, man, it's rough out here tonight, but we'll get you back on track.
The 88 has hit pit road, so now things should cycle through, and everyone's made their beds, and now they got a lie in them.
Now, this is the final pit stop of the night for most of them, unless you get some damage. Not that many laps here. We're trying to catch up with the leader. I don't have the choice in what camera I get, so it's just go through the drivers till you find the leader. And I do believe, if I'm correct, J-Mac, it should be the Jose in the 43 as the leader. He came out at pit road ahead of everybody else.
I do indeed believe the Jose is your leader right now with Little. I believe Little Wing might have taken no tires on that stop, was how he was able to jump from that second group into the front group. But I believe Jose might be on 2, and then these other 2 guys might be on 4. But that's just me giving educated guesses here.
Tedeschi makes a move on the inside, I should say. Dohar, you saw him coming off of pit road. Files in on the track there, but 21 of Pro Boss. 43 pack, he's got the lead here. That is the front pack, the top 4 cars. Can we see Dohar catch up to these guys? We have Tedeschi on the outside trying to leave Pro Boss alone on the inside. We'll see if he can make it happen, see if he can tuck in behind Jose, but Jose is going to have to do a lot of blocking. 22 is not one to sit around. If he wants the lead, he is going to take it. It's just a matter of when.
He's going to pull whoever is in third place around right now. It looks like Pro Boss is going to clear him. Maybe Tedeschi conceding the spot because he sees what's going on, but if they would have been allowed to keep that going, Jose was just going to work the draft and keep them side by side until the finish.
8 to go, J-Mac, and you see these guys getting very, very anxious. We have Tedeschi trying to push Pro Boss.
Oh, Pro Boss on the apron.
Yeah, making me really nervous. He able to pull it up, and Tedeschi looks like he was trying to get around him. But man, that was pretty intense right there. These 2 are still side by side, and you know what Jose's thinking. He's just thinking, you 2 fight it out. Let me go and I will be on my way, but you keep battling it out. That's exactly what he wants to see. Tedeschi is like, he's thinking, just let me pass Pro Boss and I'll start working on Jose now.
And I don't think that's what Jose wanted. I still think that the 21 might be a little bit wounded, might not have quite the car. I think the 22 is a little bit better of a car, and I definitely do not think that's who Jose wanted. Now this pretty much whoever wins this race is going to be whoever Pro Boss decides to go with, because I'm sure he's going to try to win this race himself, maybe pull a move that Mordog tried to pull at the end of stage 2, a little 3-wide move. But whoever is in second right now, or whoever Pro Boss initially goes with, is going to be the driver with the advantage here.
Tedeschi looking on the inside, looking on the outside, and Pro Boss is just all over him. You said it, J-Mac. He's going to choose the driver that he's going to go with. I think they're going to take it 3 wide if at all possible for this win. We've seen it stage 1 and 2. It's going to be crazy. But man, these guys, Jose is just mere driving right now. He is looking to see where Tedeschi is. He's going to have to react to whatever he does. He's going to have to block that. And you see him doing it right there. Tedeschi going on the inside. Jose goes as we hit 5 to go. Only a few laps left, guys. This is intense.
It's very intense, and these guys running that what I've heard be called now the go-kart line, where you just run it right around that white line. And we know something about that.
We sure do.
Right now, that's the line they're running, and they're running it really well. But God, it's going to be so tough for that leader to be able to hold on to it there, especially if he's getting pushed into the corners by that driver in second. And speaking of which, we have a battle for the lead now.
Door has opened up. Tedeschi trying to take a peek. He did not have enough momentum. Here he goes trying to dive it out again. Can he do it? Jose just keeps closing that door. He is doing a fantastic job of defending his position. He wants this win. You guys heard it. He's the defending champ. He says in the pre-race that he does not have a good history with the beginning of a season. He is looking to change that here tonight. And what a way to carry on the momentum with a win tonight heading into next week. And I do believe they're going to hit Talladega. Tedeschi trying to stick that nose in there. Man, so
He's entering
close.
just a little bit higher than the 43 of Jose is, just trying to cross him over on exit. But now he's left himself open to the 21 cars. Proboss makes an aggressive move to take second.
This is insane. Thank you guys so much for all the love you're showing in the chat. I very, very much appreciate it. This race is crazy. Tedeschi moves into third. Proboss takes over second. I guarantee you Jose's heart is racing.
Woo!
Proboss goes on the outside.
Tedeschi stuck his nose in a hole that I'm not really sure was there. But Proboss slipped up and gave him about 99% of a car width of a hole. And Tedeschi said, I'm going to put it in there. And they made some contact. And I believe that has made this a 2-car race here to the finish. Yeah,
we're coming up on 1 to go after we get past this final turn here. 1 to go, guys. We'll count it down, but Proboss has some catching up to do. Tedeschi, I mean, this guy is on a move. Jose is just going to have to do so much defending. I can't say it enough. Here we go. Once we hit the line,
we're 1 to go. He's going to have a great run here.
Yeah, he sure is. Jose is going to protect that inside. That is his only shot. He has to protect that inside. If Tedeschi sticks it,
cross him here on the exit.
Jose is not going to allow it. He's going to shut it down very, very quick. He's going to drag off that brake even more than he needs to just to hold that in. You can see him go underneath that line, get the fastest possible way around. Let's see it. Can Tedeschi do it? Here we go. This is the final. Here we go. Coming to the finish. Can Jose hold it off? Tedeschi goes on the inside. It is not going to be enough. We're going to see Jose win the season opener here at Michigan International Speedway. Congratulations, Jose. Absolutely amazing run. Amazing race, J-Mac.
Whew, a lot of... Yeah, Jose waited in turns 1 and 2. He waited until 22 got directly behind him, and then had a very tactical slowing down of his own vehicle, and that really gave nowhere for the 22 to go except into his bumper. And then there in 3 and 4, just a good job of defending, and not really a whole lot that the 22 could have done there, but definitely going to be interesting to hear their opinions on that finish, all 3 of them, because that was pretty wild and pretty aggressive defending and offensive racing.
The defending champ winning it here tonight. We see the 21 on that outside, almost as if to say, hey, congratulations. Crazy, crazy close race there. You guys saw it all night. A lot of moves for position. And I think, J-Mac, I don't know about you, but I would love to see either Harvick or the Bolt come in here also, along with the top 3 guys. See if we can get them in here. But, man, great season opener. And Jose just making that impression here, wanting to make a run in the first race here, and he certainly did it. You can't ask for anything better. Tedeschi giving him a run for the money, though. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can get Harvick or the Bolt in here. I'm not sure if anyone is able to. All right, we'll get Freaky Fast in here. We got Proboss. Jose. We're gonna talk to all these guys, give them a little interview here. Let's get to Tedeschi. We're gonna get your top 3 drivers in here.
I got an invite from you. I'm sorry.
No. I want to talk to you. I want to see how your race went, Freaky Fast. First of all, I'm glad to have you back full time. It's great to have you back here. I do have to ask though, how was your race going? I saw you kind of like a ping pong ball for a little bit. What happened to you out there?
Well, the last pit stop, I took 2 tires. Thought I'd give that a shot, see how it would work. And It didn't work very good, so I started dropping. I got back here into mayhem.
Yeah, it was.
And after that, I just, yeah, too much damage, and yeah.
It was rough out there. I know that you were up there for a while towards the front of the pack, so hopefully we can see you make a recovery for this next race. I believe it's at Talladega, if I'm correct. So how you feeling about that? Your chances out there for a win?
Well, I always feel good at those tracks like that. I felt good at this one tonight, but you know, this was actually a real good race. Everybody minded their P's and Q's, and everybody drove the way they should have drove. Just sometimes, you know, there's people wanting spots that you want too. There's not room for 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's so true. There was a lot of close racing out there, but hopefully next week we'll see you out in the front, finish out there. But it was great to see you out there, Freaky Fast.
Thank you.
All right. Since I switched it up, J-Max, you want to give the interview to our not only defending champ, but the winner of tonight's season opener race, Jose 720.
Yeah, sure. I'll give a victory lane interview. All right. First off, Jose, how you doing?
Pretty good. Hot in this
Good deal,
room. It's hot in this room.
I hear you. Are you another person who races in a room without air conditioning? Because that's the way I roll as well.
There's AC, but it's not on.
Oh, jeez.
There you go.
There's no.
I got rules about the
either, so-
microphone. All right, you can't hear
Yeah.
anything with this AC on. So I'm the
dear.
jerk.
Can't hear anything.
Robots.
I think
Torturing
No, it's good.
drivers.
you might be actually in this case. But
Who's waiting
anyways,
here?
whenever I finally was able to get in the race, had some technical difficulties. You were kind of mired in the middle of the pack, back of the pack, trying to work your way. What was it like trying to work your way through the field there, kind of being mired, kind of out of that front group there in the middle of the race?
I missed qualifying, so I kind of had a huge
Oh,
deal to do with it at
no.
the very beginning. So, but kind of just being cautious back there. I actually missed that first huge wreck. I just threw it down to the apron on the backstretch, and I was able to make it through. But I think after that, it was, I don't know, I kind of just stayed out of trouble, really. I was trying to catch that group, but I kind of wanted stage points too. So we were kind of like dicing it up, I think, at the end of stage 2 there. I was dicing it up with Pro Boss and Freaky and the Bolt also. We were trying to catch him, but that obviously was not going to work with me trying to gain positions.
You guys
Yeah,
are
it looked
definitely
like you
moving
were one of
around.
the few guys that could. It looked like you were one of the few guys that whenever the race got single file, that you were one of the few guys that could actually make progress through the field anyway, because we saw the 18 car kind of struggled and he was stuck where he was, whereas you could work your way forward a bit. So tell us about that run to the finish there. You made your way up to the front, and it was you having to defend against that 22 car, and talk us through that there.
That was very, very stressful. I'm over here mirror driving the whole freaking last 10 laps. But that last pit stop kind of helped me with that. Gave me like a 13.8 second pit stop. I've never gotten that before. It gave me
That
like
sounds like a magic.
14. Yeah. It gave me like a 14.7 before, but nothing like that. So
That's
I
crazy.
kind of had a huge deal to do with me getting the lead, but I feel like, I don't know, if I got stuck in 5th, I might have something to show to move to the front, but not really. But thankfully the game kind of bailed me out on that one. But yeah, that last 10 laps with Tedeschi and Pro Boss behind me was very stressful. I was trying to pull, I think it was Pro Boss next to Tedeschi. I did it probably for like a lap, but then I think Pro Boss ducked behind Tedeschi, so I'm like, crap. So, and then I don't know what happened, but it was just Tedeschi behind me that last 2 or 3 laps, and so like I said, back to mirror driving, I was going. And for me, I do not like riding that white line all the way around. I kind of like to arc it up toward the back stretch and then arc it into the turn. But I knew with Tedeschi right behind me, that was not going to work. But I was able to hold on to it to the car. It was getting loose, so I had to get off the gas a lot more than I wanted to. And that kind of ×3 kind of threw me off too. I knew about it, but I've never ran on ×3 before, so it's usually ×2 or ×4. But now I know what it does. Yeah, it was very, very stressful. It was a fun race to the finish.
Well, even you pushed through the stress there and got yourself a victory, and you had told Frozen previously that the beginning of the season was when you seemed to struggle. So hopefully this isn't a mirror image, and the end of the season is where you struggle, because that was very impressive to work your way to the field. And,
knock on wood.
And
Yeah, you
and
let's not.
congratulations on the win.
Thank you. That was fun.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Jose. Tedeschi was out there running super strong again. Last season, we saw him as a part-time driver. This season, a full-time driver, and you were competing out there for the win. How's your car feeling tonight, Tedeschi?
Car was really good. Just really happy with all the work that was put in. Big shout out to Corey Rothgeb, Diesel Piles, Pennzoil 2 on PlayStation. He actually helped me a lot. This is pretty much the same car we took to the Pro League race and got second this past Wednesday. So we put a lot of work into this car, and it was really good. It was wild there at the end. Definitely just fighting for the bottom. That's the biggest thing, and especially seeing how Jose was able to get tight off, coming especially on exit, just trying to cut underneath him, and just kind of ran out of time on that one.
Yeah, he was definitely hugging that bottom. Take me through what happened between you and Pro Boss as you guys were trying to fight your way up to that lead.
It was just hard
Yes,
racing.
take us through
Just
what
definitely
happened.
like I said, the biggest thing. biggest thing is just fighting for the bottom, and I felt that I had a hole, especially being about tire quarter panel in, to try to get cut under Jose there, especially with Boss pushing him. And like I said, it was hard racing. It's nothing malicious.
Right.
Just trying to go for the win there at the end. So it's just especially, like I said, when you get to these racetracks that are all draft dependent and bottom feeder dependent, you kind of have to see where the holes are and just kind of go for it. I hate to use the term send it, but that's pretty much kind of what happened there. Unfortunate, but it was kind of good to get a P2 especially out of the deal.
You definitely brought him a P2 strong car repeatedly. This guy is always very competitive, always brings a fantastic car. I'm excited to see what you can do this season now that you're full-time. So, Tedeschi, I wish you a lot of luck going into the season. Congratulations on P2. You did great.
Yeah, really appreciate it. And just one thing, I want to give a huge shout out to JPM, aka Pro Boss. Big shout out for him for putting on this league, and especially kind of had a really great race tonight. It'll be awesome, especially finishing up with Heat 3 and moving on to Heat 4. Like I said, big shout out to him getting 24 guys and especially giving us a good place to race for Cup, Xfinity, and Truck. Best custom setup league out there in Xbox, period.
You heard it right there, guys. Huge
They're
props
hired.
out there. He's like a walking advertisement for you. It's awesome.
Perfect. Just walks in front of me 10 feet. Just says it all. It's perfect.
There you go. Pro Boss doesn't have to say a word. All right, J-Mac, you want to talk to our third place driver here, Pro Boss, who is also the owner. You heard it there.
We did indeed, and Pro Boss was kind of in the same position. I noticed in that race he was kind of stuck in that second group for most of that second stage, but you managed to find your way into that front group. Tell us how that happened.
Well, I had a really, really strong car. I love this place. Just trying to be patient, just trying to feel my way through. You know, I knew I could get back to the front. I got to the lead, had bumpers with Mordog there. That sent me back, I don't know, to the 9th. And yeah, we worked our way back up. Just a great race, just a great bunch of guys. You know, this whole thing has just come together so organically, and I'm just proud of everything that's just transpired here tonight. It's good stuff.
And we got one side of it. Take us through your perspective of the final battle there for the lead.
He's driving hard. He's driving hard. He went down. You know, he had position. He nudged me out of the way, and that's that's okay. It's all about situational awareness. We had 3 to go, and we're going for a win. It's all good stuff. Good racing all the way around. I was proud of everyone for keeping the cautions to a minimum, and just putting on a really good show tonight.
Well, it was a very good show, and nice job of fighting back to the field a couple of times there, and putting yourself in position to race for the win and coming home with the top 3.
Thank you very much. Yeah, this is 12 races, and stage points count, and there's no big blowout at the end. So every point matters every single week in this league. So stages are so crucial. I'm real happy to get a 3rd place out of here tonight, and Talladega next week. We're excited. We are gonna put probably 24 cars on the track next week. Lord help us, and I think it's going to be a great show.
Hashtag ambitious.
Very ambitious. You gotta love it. Pro Boss,
I think we have the group for it.
Yeah, it was a great race tonight, and I was very impressed with how not only competitive were the drivers, but how if there was some contact, a couple of drivers got knocked off the track and managed to come back on very smoothly, no contact to other cars, very minimal caution. So just a great
we threaten
job
life. There's a lot of things were said that nobody's real proud of, but it's done with, and people are driving with respect and courtesy, and that's what it takes to make a league like this work. Respect for others on the track, off the track, it helps, and we got a good thing going.
Absolutely. With the help of every one of these drivers, you have brought it together. A lot of hard work on your end, but you guys saw it here tonight. A fantastic season opener here at Michigan International Speedway. Next week, we are back. They are headed to Talladega. You heard Pro Boss. 24 drivers. It's going to be crazy. Now, Pro Boss, I got to ask, is it ×3? Are we going to do ×3 where again?
It is ×3 for the exact reason Jose says. I run ×2 and ×4. Nobody runs ×3, so nobody really has the breakdown. The math isn't perfect. Everyone's kind of got to scramble in their setups a little bit. So it's a kind of little fly in the ointment here the last few weeks before we get Heat 4 and then really throw everyone into the frying pan.
There you go. And like Pro Boss said, they are going to move over to Heat 4 once that comes out. So I'm excited to see what they can do over there. It's going to throw a whole different atmosphere. Not only do they have to worry about how the cars handle over there, they have to make setups. And from what I'm understanding, it's going to be completely different than what we have over here on NASCAR Heat 3. So stay tuned, guys. Next week, we are back at the same time, same day, Sunday night at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope you guys can join. Thank you so much. A huge showing tonight. A lot of love out there. I appreciate all of you, and I know these guys do also. But a great season opener, and that's all we have tonight. Thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for watching.